There is plenty to talk about in the Western Pacific today, from Pulasan moving right over Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands to what is left of Henner now nearing landfall near Da Nang into Vietnam, and over towards Manila and northwestern Luzon. We have heavy rain in your forecast. Let's break this down. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. First, starting off with Tropical Storm Pulasan. Now, this passed right over Okinawa, actually passing directly over the island, but thankfully not a terribly organized storm system. Only seeing some passing showers out here. Gusty winds at times, but this was not a full-on hurricane by any means. And we still kind of have trailing precipitation impacting the islands here. But overall, this is going to head off towards the west and likely make landfall near Shanghai as we go ahead into our Thursday evening. And the big issue with that is that this is going to be the second named storm system to hit that metro area in just under a week. Now, this is nowhere near the intensity Babinko was, but still, it is basically like kicking them while they're down type of situation, where you have one storm after another. Meanwhile, speaking of, having one storm after another, we still have recovery taking place across Hainan. Over towards central and northern Vietnam. And that's from Yagi. This storm, which is Henner, is no longer being worn down by Habagat, but JMA still has not given it a name, is expected to track off here towards the west, coming on shore as we go through our Thursday into Friday as a tropical storm. Here's the deal, though. The moisture on the northern side of this, I do believe, is going to bring yet additional precipitation to areas of central and northern Vietnam, especially across the mountains there, where you do not need any more rainfall. This is just a double impact following Yagi here. Now, the worst of the flooding from that storm was up here, but you're still going to be looking at some scattered showers as this moisture comes on shore. It just slams into the mountains between Da Nang and those low-lying coastal plains back towards the north. Actually, we'll just show that rainfall accumulation here, and it gives you a good idea of what I'm talking about. With those mountainous areas, seeing upwards of 200 to 300 millimeters of total precipitation. So a flood threat for sure in the forecast across that area. Let's take a look at the broader picture, though. I mentioned there's a lot going on here, of course, with Pulasan, our other storm Henner, and that monsoonal inflow, which continues to dominate across the Philippines. I've been seeing reports of flooding across Palawan, back towards Visayas, even into Manila. Schools were canceled at times this past week, and more rain is in the forecast, especially for areas north of Manila across Ilocos Norte Region 1. You're going to be seeing this long period fetch and that moisture inflow, and I do believe places like Baguio, you're going to have some heavy rainfall that could cause some local flooding into some of those mountainous areas in northwestern Luzon. All that moisture kind of tailing in behind what is still the southwest monsoon, or the Habagat. Now, there are signs in the extended forecast a northeast monsoon could start to set in, but for now, it's not here yet, and we still have these totals, which, by the way, going through next Monday and Tuesday, areas in red along the west coast indicating upwards of 300 millimeters or more for parts of Region 1 to the Ilocos Norte. So, rain chances are backed off just a bit for parts of Mindanao, even though we still are seeing some local flooding there. And across Visayas, there still is rain in the forecast, but it is going to slowly taper off and not be quite as widespread. Same back here towards the west if we look across the Sulu Sea. But let's go towards the north, heading out into Manila area, across Subic Bay, into Baguio. This is where I do believe the heaviest of the rainfall is going to be setting up Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. So if you are out here in some of these mountainous areas, want to be watching out for that additional precipitation. Also, if you want to go out to La Union, maybe do a little surfing, it's going to be a rough go. That long fetch area causing those waves to be pushed on shore. And really the West Philippine Sea out towards Okinawa, not great for being out there on the seas. Absolutely rough. A lot of convection, long period fetches, big swells coming in with this, not only from Pulasan, but just the general monsoonal gyre which has been in place. The good news is that I do believe this whole pattern is going to start to back off a bit as we go ahead into the latter half of next week. So about 7 to 10 days out, things are going to be improving dramatically. Here's a look at the Patreon. Yes, everybody that supports us on Patreon, thank you so much. Our super typhoons just $6 a month. It goes such a long way supporting this channel, making these updates much better. So I can't thank you guys enough for always helping us out here. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. Please let me know if you have any questions. I try my best to answer all of them. And number one thing, as always, is stay safe out there, friends.